First time I ever saw her, she was a senior in high school. I was a sophomore. Um, we were both in theater together, so she was a stage director, and so she was pretty high up, pretty important. I was just a rookie coming in, first year, and I wanted to get into lighting designing and stuff like that. So I signed up for that for my first choice, and a second choice, which I can't remember, but I ended up I had to walk up to her because she was the one in charge of assigning it, and I wanted to say, hey, this is what I want to kind of go into, lighting, electrician and stuff, and I was pretty nervous because I'd never I've seen her before, but I never talked to her, and so it was nerve wracking, and so it was just great. I just walked up and had a casual conversation and walked away. Nothing too special, but that was it.
I was pretty nervous when he walked over to me because I had no idea what he wanted. We'd only been in chemistry together, so I didn't have any idea why he was coming up to talk to me all of a sudden. But we were going to be working on a production together, and he wanted to just talk about what his role would be in that production. He actually wanted to, so I was the stage manager at the time, so I was kind of in control of who was going to be doing like the lights and costumes and props. So I was the one choosing who was doing all those roles, and he had signed up for 2 different things, and he came up to tell me that he didn't want to do, I think he signed up for lights and like cash box, and he didn't want to do lights, he just wanted to do cash box. And at the time I was just kind of the person where I wasn't going to tell people when things didn't go their way. So I'd already signed him up for lights, and he was going to be doing lights, and so I didn't tell him that. So I just let him think that he was going to do Catchbox, and then I posted the next day that he was doing lights, that I just kind of let him figure that out. So I don't think I said anything to him the first time we met. He did all the talking, and I was just really like, okay, cool, sounds good. I don't remember saying anything to him at all, but that was the first time we talked.
It's going back to theater because it was during the production of the play and whatnot. So a couple times as the group, the cast and crew would go to Merritt's restaurant down on State Street, and that's just what we do. That's a cool hangout place, and eventually one time we decided that me and her, we'd go down there, not with everybody else, and we'd go out and we got a couple milkshakes and some fries, and just that was the first time something I knew something might be clicking. So it was good.
Our first date, I don't know exactly who had the idea of us just hanging out, but I just remember I went and I picked him up, which was kind of the opposite of the way things go, but I went and picked him up at his house, and we went out to Merritt's Cafe on State Street because that was a fun place to go. It had a lot of variety of food. So we went there together, we just had dinner. At the time, when we were driving there, he was really into his wrestling, and he wouldn't stop talking about that, and I just kept thinking, wow, this guy doesn't shut up. And I was just kind of driving there, listening to him the whole time, and then even when we got there, and he ate the biggest amount of food I've ever seen somebody eat, because I didn't grow up with any brothers or anything. So he wouldn't shut up, he wouldn't stop eating, but after the meal we kind of just started talking about how we grew up and our families, and we had a lot of kind of similar things happen to us growing up, so it was just kind of cool to talk about those things that I don't think either of us had really ever talked to other people about, so really connected there. And then I just took him home. It wasn't a first kiss or anything, it was just kind of a get to know each other, which I thought was really awesome.
It's definitely going to be combination of her smile and her eyes. Just she's so gorgeous. I can't stop looking at her. So
I think one of the things I love the most is just kind of his mannerisms when he's talking. He's he's really open, you know, he uses his hands a lot, but he's just really open when he talks, and just by the way he uses his body when he speaks, you feel comfortable talking with him, and that relates to all kinds of things, you know, even if we're just sitting in the car, and just the way that he talks to me in the car, just the way he shifts his body over when he's talking, it's very subtle, but he just kind of opens himself up to you. So that's what I've never really seen anybody else do that before.
Nobody really knew about that I was going to ask her to marry her. I mean, we'd been together for about 4 years, you know, and she kept joking, like, oh, you know, when we were hanging out with friends, oh, you guys have been together a long time, and she's like, oh yeah, well, maybe one day we'll get married, and so anyways, I play City League slow pitch softball, and a pitcher on our team, his name's Ken Keene, he works at a jewelry store, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of convenient, you know. So I walked in there one day and got some ideas, and the next day I came back and picked the ring out. And then I had to plan how I was going to do it, because that's kind of important. It's got to be kind of flashy and stuff. So we planned, for my birthday, she bought me Supercross tickets for in Las Vegas. So we went down to Vegas and in May.
I got him tickets for like a motocross thing. I don't even remember what it was, but I got him tickets because I knew that he would really enjoy it, and we'd never been to Vegas before. So we went down there together, and we got there on a Friday. We did a lot of sightseeing, and then Friday night we, you know, got some alcohol, and we were at the hotel and having a good time. And we met some people from Arizona, and I just got plastered, and I don't remember many parts of the night after.
One night, the last night we were there, Saturday night, we walked. She was really tired. This is kind of funny. She was having a hard time, you know. We were walking every day, all day, and she was tired. It was about 10 o'clock. I'm like, come on, let's just go to the Bellagio. Let's watch the fountain.
So, just had a pretty rough night. Woke up in the morning. I was unbelievably hungover and sick and nauseous. So I thought that I had a dream that I told Kyle that I was tired of waiting. He just needs to propose to me. You know we want to be together. So I thought that was a dream. And then in the morning, he made some comment of, "You're not drinking again because you say crazy things." So then I realized that it wasn't a dream, and I had said it to him, and I was super embarrassed because I never wanted to be that kind of person to rush him into marriage or into proposing. I just wanted to wait until we were both ready. So I was feeling really guilty all day. I tried to just make it up to him by doing everything he wanted to do that whole day. You know, we went to like Circus, we rode the rides, I got sick. It wasn't the best day for me at all. I was sick and tired and hungover, but I just wanted him to have a fun day. And then we went to the motocross event that night, which got out at about 11, and we still hadn't seen the Bellagio fountain show. And by that point, I didn't care about anything else. I just wanted to go home and get in bed and go to sleep because I was exhausted. And he made a big deal about going to see the fountain show. So he gets away. He's very stubborn. So we walked the 15 minutes to the fountain show. I didn't say a word to him the entire walk because I didn't want to be walking, I wanted to be in bed. So we got to the fountain show like a minute before it started. We got to see the very last show of the night and of the weekend of us being there. So we got there, final second. We watched the show, and he like put his arms around me from behind, and I'm just standing there like, wow, this is really a waste of 2 minutes of my life, and I don't want to be here right now.
She was fighting it. She's like, I'm really tired. I don't want to walk. It's like half a mile down the road. I'm like, come on, it's okay. Let's just go. Knowing that this was my plan, Saturday night, right after the fountain show, I was gonna, give her a little talk saying how much she meant to me, and then ask her to marry me. And so it was like pulling teeth, but I finally got her to go, and she was huffing and puffing a little bit, but then the fountain show went, and then I was just holding her from behind and like kind of spun her around and let her know how much she meant to me, and halfway through the spiel, she realized what was going on, and she was ecstatic. So it was great.
And then afterwards, you know, I'm still got my grumpy face on. I'm like, okay, let's go back to the hotel. That was great. And he just was so sweet, and he said, you know, thank you for doing this. I know that you're not feeling well. It's been a long day, and I just need to ask you one more thing. And he reached for his pocket, and I started freaking out because I didn't think that he was even ready to get married. You know, I had no idea he had even thought about it before that day. But he reached for his pocket, and I saw him with the ring box, and he tried to get on the one knee, but there were so many people around us. I knew I would be so embarrassed if he did that, and people were cheering for us. So I didn't let him get down on one knee. I just said, no, don't do that, hang on. So he stayed standing, and he proposed, and I don't know why I was such a grumpy butthead that whole day, but he still wanted to be with me, so that was pretty incredible. He still proposed after that whole day.
Cassie, you complete me. You're my other half, and I can't imagine going through this life without you or with anybody else. And I love you very much. So thank you for everything you've ever done for me, and let's have some fun.
Kyle, I know that we've had a great 5 years together. I'm so honored to be your wife, sooner right now. Just thank you for always being there for me. I love you.
When your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet, will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Will your eyes still smile from your cheeks? Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. And baby, my heart could still fall as hard at 23. And I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways. Maybe just the touch of a hand. Well, me, I fall in love with you every single day. And I just wanna tell you I am. So honey, now take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking